The doctor's hands shook as he held the test results. His face was pale like he had seen a ghost. Sarah watched him from the hospital bed, her beautiful new curves hidden under the thin white blanket. "Miss Johnson," Dr. Martinez said, his voice barely above a whisper, "I'm afraid I have some very serious news about your blood work." Sarah's heart began to race. Just 3 months ago, she had been the happiest girl in Miami. She had money, designer clothes, and rich boyfriends fighting over her. Her Brazilian butt lift surgery had worked like magic. But now, something was terribly wrong with her body. "What kind of serious news?" Sarah asked, her voice cracking. The doctor looked down at the papers again, then back at her. "The infection from your surgery, it spread through your bloodstream. And Sarah, this particular bacteria, it's resistant to most medicines we have." Sarah felt the room spinning. The beeping of the machines around her seemed to get louder and louder. "What does that mean? Am I going to be okay?" Dr. Martinez was quiet for a long moment. Then he said the words that would change everything. "We need to discuss your options very carefully. This could be life-threatening." 3 months earlier, Sarah Johnson stared at herself in the cracked mirror of her small apartment in downtown Miami. At 23 years old, she worked double shifts at a local diner, barely making enough money to pay rent. Her apartment was tiny, just one room with a bed, a small kitchen, and a bathroom that always smelled funny. Every day, she watched the rich girls from Coral Gables drive by in their fancy cars. They had perfect bodies, designer handbags, and boyfriends who bought them everything they wanted. Sarah dreamed of that life every single night. "Girl, you need to do something about your situation," her best friend Maya told her one evening. They were sitting on Sarah's old couch, eating cheap noodles and watching reality TV. On the screen, a woman with a tiny waist and huge curves was showing off her mansion and sports cars. "Look at her," Maya pointed. "She got that BBL surgery last year, and now she's dating a millionaire." "That could be you, Sarah." Sarah had heard about BBL surgery before. Brazilian butt lift, where doctors take fat from one part of your body and put it in your butt to make it bigger and rounder. All the Instagram models were getting it done. "But Maya, I don't have that kind of money," Sarah sighed. "Those surgeries cost like $15,000. "There are cheaper places," Maya said, pulling out her phone. "Look, this clinic in Mexico does it for $3,000. And girl, there's a place right here in Miami that does it for $4,000. Dr. Rodriguez, he's got great reviews online." Sarah looked at the website Maya was showing her. The before and after pictures were amazing. Women who looked just like her, skinny and flat, were transformed into curvy goddesses. "Think about it, Sarah," Maya continued. "You spend that money once, get the body you want, and then you'll attract rich men who can take care of you forever. It's an investment in your future." That night, Sarah couldn't sleep. She kept thinking about the women on TV, the rich girls in the fancy cars, and the life she wanted so badly. She had saved up $5,000 from working extra shifts. It was supposed to be for emergencies, but wasn't this an emergency too? An emergency of being poor and ordinary? The next morning, Sarah called Dr. Rodriguez's clinic. "Coral Beauty Center, how can I help you?" A sweet voice answered. "Hi, I'm interested in BBL surgery," Sarah said nervously. "Oh, wonderful. Let me connect you to our consultation team. We have a special promotion this month. $3,500 for the full procedure, including aftercare." Sarah's heart jumped. That was even less than she expected. 2 days later, she found herself in a shiny office building, talking to Dr. Rodriguez. He was a tall man with perfect teeth and a confident smile. "Sarah, you're a perfect candidate," he said, looking at her body. "We'll take fat from your stomach and sides and give you the curves that will change your life. You'll look like a completely different person." "Is it safe?" Sarah asked. "Of course. I've done thousands of these procedures. You'll be back to normal in just a few weeks, and then you can enjoy your new body." Dr. Rodriguez showed her more before and after photos. "Look at Jessica. She came in looking just like you, and now she's married to a real estate mogul." Sarah's eyes widened as she looked at Jessica's transformation. The woman went from looking ordinary to looking like an Instagram model. And Maria here, Dr. Rodriguez continued. She met her boyfriend at a high-end club just 2 months after her surgery. He bought her a Mercedes for her birthday. When can we do it? Sarah asked, her excitement growing. How about next week? I have an opening on Thursday. Sarah thought about her savings account. $5,000 was all she had in the world. But looking at those photos, seeing the life she could have, she made her decision. Let's do it. The week leading up to her surgery felt like forever. Sarah researched everything she could about BBL procedures. She watched YouTube videos of women showing their results, read blogs about recovery, and dreamed about her new life. She didn't tell her family about the surgery. Her mom would have tried to talk her out of it, and her dad would have been angry about her spending so much money. Only Maya knew, and she was excited for Sarah. Girl, in 2 months, you're going to be living in a penthouse somewhere. Maya laughed. Don't forget about me when you're rich and famous. The night before her surgery, Sarah could barely eat. She was nervous but excited. She had picked out the perfect outfits to show off her new body. She had even started following some rich guys on Instagram, planning her strategy for meeting them. Thursday morning came quickly. Sarah arrived at the clinic at 7 a.m., wearing comfortable clothes like Dr. Rodriguez had instructed. The building looked professional and clean from the outside. But when she got inside, something felt different. The waiting room was smaller than she remembered, and there were water stains on the ceiling. The magazines were old, and the chairs were worn out. Sarah Johnson? A nurse called her name. The woman looked tired and rushed. Yes, that's me. Come on back. Dr. Rodriguez is ready for you. As Sarah followed the nurse down a narrow hallway, she noticed that the paint on the walls was peeling in some places. The smell of cleaning products was very strong, like they were trying to hide something else. Is everything okay? Sarah asked the nurse. Oh yes, honey. Just some renovations going on. Nothing to worry about. They entered a room that looked more like a regular doctor's office than an operating room. Dr. Rodriguez was there, but he seemed different, more rushed, less friendly than during her consultation. Ready to change your life, Sarah? He asked, but he wasn't really looking at her. He was checking his phone. I guess so. Should I ask any questions before we start? No need. This is routine for me. Maria, get her prepped, he said to the nurse. As the nurse helped Sarah change into a hospital gown, she noticed that some of the medical equipment looked old. There was dust on some of the machines, and one of the lights above the bed was flickering. Is all this equipment working properly? Sarah asked. Of course, sweetie. Dr. Rodriguez is the best. You're in good hands. But Sarah was starting to feel worried. This didn't look like the clean, modern clinic she had seen in the photos online. And Dr. Rodriguez seemed so different from the charming, confident man she had met just a week ago. Can I maybe reschedule? I'm feeling a little nervous, Sarah said. Oh, honey, it's normal to be nervous. But you've already paid, and Dr. Rodriguez has blocked out his whole morning for you. Plus, we have other patients waiting. Sarah felt trapped. She had already spent the money, taken time off work, and told Maya she was doing this. If she backed out now, she'd look like a coward. Okay, she said quietly. Let's do it. The nurse gave her a shot to make her sleepy. As Sarah lay on the bed, feeling drowsy, she heard Dr. Rodriguez talking to someone on his phone in Spanish. She didn't understand everything, but she caught a few words that made her stomach turn. Quick, next patient, and money. The last thing Sarah remembered before falling asleep was thinking that maybe she should have listened to that little voice in her head that told her something wasn't right. But it was too late now. As the anesthesia took hold, Sarah drifted off to sleep, dreaming of her new life with curves and rich boyfriends and fancy cars. She had no idea that in just a few hours, her dreams would turn into her worst nightmare. Dr. Rodriguez looked at his watch. He had 3 more surgeries scheduled that day, and he was already running late. He needed to work fast. What Sarah didn't know was that Dr. Rodriguez was not the experienced surgeon he claimed to be. What she didn't know was that the clinic had been cited for safety violations just 2 months earlier. And what she didn't know was that the equipment they were using hadn't been properly sterilized in weeks. As Dr. Rodriguez made his first cut, deadly bacteria that had been living on the unclean surgical tools began to enter Sarah's bloodstream. The countdown to disaster had begun. Sarah woke up in the recovery room 6 hours later, groggy and confused. Her whole body felt like she had been hit by a truck. The pain in her back and butt was intense, like someone had set her on fire. "How are you feeling, honey?" the tired nurse asked, checking her blood pressure. "It hurts really bad," Sarah whispered. "Is this normal?" "Oh yes, that's completely normal. Dr. Rodriguez did beautiful work on you. You're going to love your new body." Through her pain, Sarah felt a spark of excitement. She tried to look down at herself, but the bandages and compression garment made it hard to see anything. "When can I see the results?" she asked. "In about 2 weeks when the swelling goes down. But trust me, you're going to be so happy." Dr. Rodriguez appeared beside her bed, looking rushed as always. "Sarah, everything went perfectly. You just need to rest, take your pain medicine, and come back in 1 week for a checkup." He handed her a bottle of pills and a paper with instructions. "Remember, no sitting directly on your butt for 6 weeks, sleep on your stomach, and wear this compression garment all the time." Sarah nodded, still feeling dizzy from the anesthesia. "When will I feel normal again?" 2 weeks, maybe 3. Then you can start living your new life." Maya picked Sarah up from the clinic that evening. Sarah could barely walk, and getting into the car was agony. "Girl, you look rough," Maya said, worried. "Are you okay?" "The doctor said this is normal," Sarah groaned. "It's worth it for the results I'm going to get." For the next 2 weeks, Sarah's life was miserable. She couldn't sit down properly, so she had to stand or lie on her stomach all day. She couldn't go to work because she couldn't sit in a chair. The pain was so bad that she was taking pills every 4 hours. But she kept telling herself it would be worth it. Finally, the day came to remove the bandages and see her new body. Sarah stood in front of her bathroom mirror as Maya helped unwrap the compression garment. "Oh my God, Sarah!" Maya screamed. "Look at you!" Sarah turned to see her reflection, and her jaw dropped. Her butt was huge, round, and perfect. Her waist looked tiny in comparison. She looked like the Instagram models she had always admired. "I can't believe this is my body," Sarah whispered, tears of joy in her eyes. "Girl, you're about to be fighting off rich men with a stick," Maya laughed. Sarah took dozens of selfies that day. She posted them on Instagram with captions like, "New me, new life," and "Confidence level, maximum." The likes and comments came pouring in. "You look amazing. Body goals. Who is she?" For the first time in her life, Sarah felt powerful and beautiful. 2 weeks later, Sarah was ready to test out her new body. She and Maya went shopping for tight dresses that would show off her curves. Sarah had never felt so confident trying on clothes. "That dress was made for you?" the saleswoman said as Sarah modeled a tight black dress that hugged every curve. That Saturday night, Sarah and Maya went to the Crown, the most expensive club in Miami. This was where all the rich guys hung out, business owners, athletes, and trust fund kids. Sarah had never been to a place like this before. The drinks cost more than she made in a day at the diner. But tonight, she wasn't worried about money. She was confident that her new body would attract the right kind of attention. And she was right. Within 10 minutes of walking into the club, 3 different men had approached her. They were all well-dressed, wearing expensive watches and designer clothes. "Can I buy you a drink?" asked a tall man with perfect teeth. His name was Marcus, and he told Sarah he owned several restaurants in South Beach. "I'd love that," Sarah smiled, feeling like she was in a movie. Marcus bought her a $50 cocktail without even blinking. They talked and danced, and Sarah felt like Cinderella at the ball. Marcus was charming, funny, and clearly very wealthy. "You're the most beautiful woman in this club," Marcus whispered in her ear as they danced. "Thank you," Sarah blushed. No one had ever called her the most beautiful anything before. At the end of the night, Marcus gave her his number. I want to take you somewhere special tomorrow. Wear something nice. The next evening, Marcus picked Sarah up in a brand new BMW. He took her to the fanciest restaurant in Miami, where dinner cost more than Sarah made in a week. Order whatever you want, Marcus said. Money is no object when I'm with a woman like you. Sarah felt like she was living in a fairy tale. The surgery had worked exactly like she had hoped. She was attracting wealthy men who wanted to spoil her. Over the next month, Sarah's life completely changed. Marcus bought her designer clothes, expensive jewelry, and took her to the most exclusive places in Miami. She quit her job at the diner because Marcus said he would take care of all her expenses. A woman as beautiful as you shouldn't have to work in some cheap diner, he told her. Let me handle everything. Sarah moved out of her tiny apartment and into Marcus's penthouse condo. It had floor-to-ceiling windows overlooking the ocean, a huge kitchen with marble counters, and a closet bigger than her old bedroom. Maya was amazed when she visited. Girl, you really did it. You're living like a queen now. I told you the surgery would change my life, Sarah said, showing off her new designer handbag. Best $3,500 I ever spent. But Sarah wasn't just dating Marcus. Her new body had attracted several wealthy men, and she was smart about it. There was James, who owned a chain of car dealerships. He bought her a new iPhone and paid for her spa treatments. Then there was David, a real estate developer who took her on weekend trips to fancy hotels. Sarah kept all of them interested by being charming and beautiful, but never committing to just one. She was building the wealthy lifestyle she had always dreamed of. You're playing this perfectly, Maya told her. These men are basically competing to spoil you. Sarah felt powerful in a way she never had before. Men who used to ignore her were now fighting for her attention. She had designer everything, ate at the best restaurants, and lived in luxury. But around the 2-month mark after her surgery, Sarah started feeling strange. It began with just being tired. She thought maybe she was partying too much with her new wealthy friends. Then she started getting headaches that wouldn't go away, even with pain medicine. Maybe you need to slow down a little, Maya suggested when Sarah complained about feeling exhausted. I can't slow down now, Sarah said. This is the life I've always wanted. I just need to push through. But the symptoms got worse. Sarah started having fever and chills, especially at night. She would wake up soaked in sweat, feeling like she had the flu. But it never went away. One evening, while she was getting ready for a date with James, Sarah noticed something that made her blood run cold. There were red streaks on her skin near where her surgery scars were healing. Maya, look at this, Sarah called her friend, panicked. What do you think this is? I don't know, girl. Maybe it's just part of the healing process. But deep down, Sarah knew something was wrong. The red streaks were hot to the touch and seemed to be spreading. She tried to cover them with makeup, but they were getting bigger every day. During her date with James that night, Sarah felt dizzy and nauseous. She excused herself to go to the bathroom several times, splashing cold water on her face to try to feel normal. Are you okay, beautiful? James asked when she returned to the table looking pale. I'm fine, just a little tired, Sarah lied. But she wasn't fine. That night, Sarah's fever spiked to 102 degrees. She was shivering uncontrollably, and the red streaks on her skin had spread even further. I think I need to see a doctor, she told Maya over the phone. Do you want me to take you to the emergency room? No, let me try the urgent care clinic first. I don't want to overreact. The next morning, Sarah dragged herself to an urgent care clinic. The doctor took one look at the red streaks on her skin and his face became very serious. How long have you had these symptoms? He asked. About a week for the streaks, but I've been feeling sick for almost 2 weeks. Have you had any medical procedures recently? Surgery. Sarah hesitated. She was embarrassed to admit she had gotten cosmetic surgery at a cheap clinic. I had a small procedure about 2 months ago. What kind of procedure and where? BBL surgery at Coral Beauty Center. The doctor's expression became even more concerned. I need to run some blood tests immediately, These red streaks are a sign of a serious infection that may have spread to your bloodstream. Sarah's heart started racing. What does that mean? It means we need to find out what kind of bacteria we're dealing with, and we need to start treatment right away. This could be very dangerous if we don't act fast. As the nurse drew Sarah's blood, all she could think about was how perfect her life had been just a few days ago. She had everything she had ever wanted: money, luxury, and powerful men who adored her. Now, sitting in this cold clinic room, Sarah realized that her dream life might be about to become her worst nightmare. The doctor returned an hour later with her test results, and the look on his face told Sarah everything she needed to know. Sarah, I'm going to be very honest with you. Your white blood cell count is extremely high, which confirms you have a serious infection. But what's more concerning is the type of bacteria we found. What kind of bacteria? It's a strain that's resistant to many common antibiotics. This likely came from unsterilized surgical equipment. Sarah, I need to send you to the hospital immediately. Sarah felt the room spinning. The hospital? Is it that serious? Sarah, this infection has spread to your bloodstream. Without proper treatment, this could be life-threatening. As the ambulance arrived to take Sarah to Miami General Hospital, she thought about Marcus, James, and David. Would they still want her if she was sick? Would T? Most importantly, would she survive to enjoy the wealthy life she had worked so hard to build? As the paramedics loaded her into the ambulance, Sarah's phone buzzed with text messages from her rich boyfriends, asking where she was and when they could see her again. But Sarah was too weak to answer. The infection was spreading faster than anyone realized, and time was running out. Back at Miami General Hospital, Dr. Martinez finished explaining Sarah's test results. The silence in the room was heavy, like a dark cloud hanging over everything. How long do I have? Sarah whispered, her voice barely audible. Dr. Martinez sat down beside her bed. Sarah, I won't lie to you. This is very serious. The bacteria in your bloodstream is called MRSA. It's resistant to most antibiotics we have. But we're going to fight this with everything we've got. Sarah started crying. Just 3 days ago, she was shopping for designer dresses with Marcus's credit card. Now she was facing the possibility of death. Can you call my friend Maya? Sarah asked the nurse. I need someone here. Maya arrived within an hour, and she gasped when she saw Sarah. Her best friend looked like a completely different person. Her skin was pale and sweaty, her eyes were sunken, and she had lost weight. Oh my God, Sarah. What happened to you? The surgery, Maya. The cheap surgery I got to attract rich men. It's killing me. Maya started crying too. But you looked so good. You were living the dream. How did this happen? Dr. Martinez explained to Maya what they were dealing with. The clinic where Sarah had her surgery was not properly sterilized. The bacteria entered her bloodstream during the procedure, and it's been growing in her body for months. But she felt fine for weeks, Maya said, confused. That's how these infections work, the doctor explained. They can hide in your body for a long time, then suddenly spread everywhere at once. We call it sepsis, when the infection gets into your blood and attacks all your organs. Over the next few days, Sarah's condition got worse. The infection was spreading to her kidneys, her liver, and her heart. The doctors tried different antibiotics, but nothing seemed to work. Marcus came to visit on the second day. He walked into the hospital room carrying expensive flowers, but his face changed when he saw Sarah. Sarah, is that really you? He asked, shocked. Sarah tried to smile, but she was too weak.
Y Marcus.
I'm sorry, I haven't been answering your texts. Marcus looked uncomfortable. He kept checking his phone and looking toward the door. Listen, Sarah. I had no idea you were this sick. Maybe I should come back when you're feeling better. Marcus, I might not get better, Sarah said softly. The doctors don't know if I'm going to survive this. Marcus's face went pale. Survive? What do you mean survive? You just have an infection, right? They have medicine for that. It's not that simple. The infection is in my blood. It's attacking my whole body. Marcus stood up quickly. Sarah, I think you need to focus on getting better. I don't think I'm the right person to be here right now. What do you mean? Sarah asked, her heart breaking. Look, what we had was fun, but this is getting really serious. I can't handle this kind of drama in my life right now. With that, Marcus left. He never came back. James and David had similar reactions when they found out Sarah was seriously ill. James sent flowers but never visited. David stopped answering her calls completely. They don't want me anymore, Sarah cried to Maya. Now that I'm not beautiful and fun, they don't care about me. Those men were never really interested in you as a person, Maya said, holding Sarah's hand. They just wanted your body. Now you know who they really are. By the end of the first week in the hospital, Sarah was on life support. Her kidneys had stopped working properly, and her heart was struggling. The doctors had to put her on a breathing machine. Sarah's parents flew in from their small town in Georgia. Her mother cried when she saw her daughter hooked up to all the machines. My baby, what did you do to yourself? Her mother whispered. Sarah's father was angry. I can't believe you spent your life savings on some dangerous surgery just to attract men. Sarah, you were beautiful the way you were. I wanted a better life, Dad, Sarah said weakly. I wanted to be special. You were already special, honey. You didn't need to change your body to be worth something. Dr. Martinez called a family meeting on day 10. I need to be honest with you about Sarah's condition. The infection has caused severe damage to her organs. Her kidneys are failing, and her heart is very weak. What are you saying? Sarah's mother asked. We have one more treatment option. A very strong antibiotic that we usually save as a last resort. But it has serious side effects, and there's no guarantee it will work. What kind of side effects? Sarah asked. It could cause permanent hearing loss, kidney damage, and other complications. But Sarah, without this treatment, I don't think you'll survive another week. Sarah looked at her family, then at Maya. I want to try it. I don't want to die. The new treatment began immediately. For 3 days, Sarah got worse before she got better. She developed a high fever, and at one point, her heart stopped beating for almost a minute before the doctors got it started again. But on the 4th day, something amazing happened. Sarah's fever broke. Her blood tests showed that the bacteria levels were finally going down. It's working, Dr. Martinez told Sarah's family. The infection is responding to the treatment. Over the next 2 weeks, Sarah slowly started to recover. She could breathe on her own again, and her kidneys started working better. But the damage had been done. Sarah, I need to talk to you about some permanent effects from this infection, Dr. Martinez said when she was feeling stronger. What kind of permanent effects? The infection damaged your heart muscle. You'll need to take medication for the rest of your life, and you won't be able to do strenuous exercise. Also, the treatment we used has affected your hearing. You've lost about 40% of your hearing in both ears. Sarah touched her ears. She had noticed that sounds seemed muffled, but she thought it was just temporary. And there's something else, the doctor continued. The infection caused significant scarring around your surgery site. The cosmetic results of your BBL have been compromised. Sarah asked for a mirror. When she saw herself, she gasped. Her butt, which had been perfectly round and large, was now misshapen and covered in scars. The infection had destroyed the fat that had been transferred, leaving her looking worse than before she had the surgery. It's gone, Sarah whispered. Everything I paid for is gone. Maya squeezed her hand. But you're alive, Sarah. That's what matters. After 3 weeks in the hospital, Sarah was finally well enough to go home. But home was no longer Marcus's penthouse. She had to move back in with her parents in Georgia while she recovered. The medical bills were enormous, over $200,000. Sarah had no insurance, and the wealthy men she had been dating were nowhere to be found. Her parents had to take out a second mortgage on their house to help pay for her treatment. I'm so sorry, Mom and Dad, Sarah cried. I ruined everything. I ruined your finances and I almost died. All for what? To attract men who didn't really care about me. Honey, we're just glad you're alive, her mother said. Money can be earned back, but we can't replace you. 6 months later, Sarah was back to working at a diner, this time in her hometown in Georgia. She had to wear hearing aids, and she tired easily because of her heart condition. Her body looked the same as it had before the surgery, except now she had scars and ongoing health problems. Maya visited her one weekend. "Do you ever regret getting the surgery?" she asked. Sarah thought for a long moment. "I regret choosing a cheap, unsafe clinic. I regret not researching Dr. Rodriguez properly. But most of all, I regret thinking that changing my body would change my life in a meaningful way." "What do you mean?" "Those rich men I was dating, they didn't care about me as a person. They just wanted arm candy. When I got sick, they all disappeared. If I had focused on building real skills, getting a good education, or developing genuine relationships, I would have built something real." Sarah paused, looking out the window. "I thought beauty would solve all my problems. But real beauty, the kind that matters, comes from being a good person, being smart, being kind. Those men couldn't see that in me because I couldn't see it in myself." "So what's your plan now?" Maya asked. "I'm saving money to go back to school. I want to become a nurse, maybe work with people who are going through medical crises like I did. And Maya, I want to warn other girls about the dangers of cheap cosmetic surgery." Sarah started a blog called The Real Cost of Beauty, where she shared her story. She posted pictures of herself before the surgery, during her wealthy period, and then sick in the hospital. The blog went viral, with thousands of young women sharing their own stories about cosmetic surgery gone wrong. "I get messages every day from girls who were planning to get cheap BBL surgery," Sarah told her parents. "If my story saves even one person from going through what I went through, then maybe all of this happened for a reason." One message particularly touched Sarah's heart. It was from a 19-year-old girl named Jessica. "Sarah, I had already booked my surgery at a cheap clinic in Mexico. I saw your blog the night before my flight. I canceled everything. Instead, I'm using that money to pay for college. Thank you for sharing your story and probably saving my life." A year after her near-death experience, Sarah had built a new life, not based on her appearance or attracting wealthy men, but on helping others and building real skills. She had started nursing school and was working part-time as a medical assistant. Her heart condition meant she had to be careful, and her hearing loss was permanent. The medical bills would take years to pay off. But Sarah had learned something valuable. Real success and happiness don't come from changing your body to please other people. "I almost died trying to become someone I thought would be more valuable," Sarah reflected in her final blog post. "But the most valuable thing about me was never my body. It was my ability to learn, to help others, and to grow as a person." To any young woman reading this who thinks cosmetic surgery will solve your problems, please remember that your worth doesn't come from your appearance. Build skills, develop your mind, and surround yourself with people who value you for who you are, not what you look like. And if you do decide to have cosmetic surgery, please research your surgeon carefully. Don't choose based on price. Your life is worth more than saving a few $1,000s. Sarah ended her blog with a photo of herself in her nursing school uniform, smiling genuinely for the first time in years. The scars were still there, and she still wore hearing aids, but there was something different in her eyes: wisdom, strength, and real self-worth. She had paid the ultimate price to learn that true beauty and value come from within. But now, she was using that painful lesson to help save other young women from making the same dangerous mistake. Share your thought about this story and tell us where you are watching from on the comment. Don't forget to comment part 2.